Hello, everyone. Long time no see. It's been only, a few hours since we last met. Thank you so much for tuning in again. We're doing Talkin' Brick right now with Blockhead. I am Blockhead. Hello, Jacob. Welcome. Thank you, sir. Lego Woodish, give that guy a follow. He's the guy we're going to talk to. I'm Blockhead, John, with Back to Brick. We are doing Talkin' Brick right now. We already had school today, so now we're just going to have fun. Oh, hey, what's up, X? What's up, buddy? I was going to mention you today. Hey, Andre. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining in. Hey, if I'm in the market for a fresh right shoulder, so if anyone has one, you know who to hit up. Oh, boy, it made some noise right before I went out here. Had the MRI last week, so fingers crossed. So, Max, we'll repost. I wish you'd be here with us. By the way, I'm doing the feature right on my page, on Blockhead page, Dime X Art right there. I'm doing his feature right now. Follow him. His work is amazing. He only happens to have like 10 projects up on ideas. Yep. Hi, Andre. Yeah. So, I am in the market for a right shoulder. Oh, boy. It is 45 years old. Anyways, yes, and I know, Andre, you're going to say that's young, but it's an old 45 on it. Yes, Max, you are a brilliant artist. I appreciate it. You're a brilliant Lego builder. So, yes, thank you so much for tuning in to Back to Brick. I am John. Make sure you're subscribed and downloading and listening to the podcast. Right now, we got Brick Bending on. Jeff Sanders, who's awesome. He's out of here in Portland. Lego Maniac. Richard, you changed your Avi. You're throwing me off here. But, yeah, he's out of Portland here. He does these amazing things. With Lego. He makes them round. Lego not supposed to go round. So, it's really cool. And it's a really great interview. So, check it out. What's up, Matthias? Did I get Matthias? There we go. Make sure to check out the podcast. Now following you, Dimex. There you go. Boom. There you go. He's a brilliant builder. Azerbaijan. Did I say that right? Baku? Azerbaijan? I never know if I say that correctly. But anyways, so yes, we are here. We did Don't Sweat the Lego Technique. I did say it correctly this time. Finally, Matthias. Absolutely, buddy. So we are, we're doing Talkin' Brick. We did Don't Sweat the Lego Technique earlier today. Now we're doing a little Talkin' Brick. School, fun, right? Well, school's still kind of fun too. Hey, what's up, Dana? Welcome aboard. We're doing a little midday one. We're reaching out to Denmark today to the Lego Woodish, and I got a story about our origin story. It's pretty great. It's actually our origin story intersects with kind of my origin story for what I do with my page now. It's pretty interesting. So, for me, anyways, it's for us. We laughed about it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Last week we had a fun time. We had, of course, Teflon Todd. We chatted down in Australia there with the brilliant Marvel mocks that he's doing. If you haven't been paying attention to the Black Panther Wakanda mountain that he's doing right now, the trench that he's got built, and then he's building this wall. It's unreal. It's looking really, really phenomenal. So I'm very, very excited to look at what that is going to be finished up like. And then, of course, we had TK Bricks. Tim, he chatted to us about his amazing breadth of knowledge of Star Wars Lego and both separately at the same time. So it was fun. Always great to chat with Tim. We're going to have more than one episode with him. And I will tell you right now, I think we're going to probably have more than one episode with Jacob here today, Mr. Lego Woodish. Also, I don't know, I'll let him give away other handles and all that jazz when we get to it. But yeah, I think we're gonna have enough to chat about that will fill a couple episodes. And then coming up here Thursday, we're gonna be chatting with Cheesy Studios. Caleb is gonna be checking in. One half of the Castle Bros is going to be checking in. He's got bricks. He was without bricks for a while, for like 8 months, and coming from a runner-up from Lego Masters America, you'd think, you'd want some bricks in your life. So now he's got them back in his life, and he's building again, and he's doing fun stuff. Really excited to chat with him, see what he's got going on. And of course, we'll chat with what happened on Lego Masters, what kind of dirty little secrets he can tell us. And that is going to be Thursday. Yep, Thursday noon. No, I'm sorry, not Thursday at noon. Thursday at 5 p.m. My time, Pacific, 8 Eastern. So, alrighty, today, I mean, here. I'll start off with what you're probably a little bit more familiar with this gentleman. I've been posting his stuff, and of course, he's been posting his stuff much longer than I've been around. But he's the gentleman that did this guy. This is my favorite shot of his, of course, and I also just happen to have like an affinity for that ship, the Slave One. It was, as a kid, even before the whole Boba craze, I grew up with Return of the Jedi being out in theaters, saw it in theaters. Loved Boba Fett character just because of the colors, really mainly. And once I saw this, and then of course I saw many others of his, but once I saw this, I was just like, yeah, I want to do that, but I want to learn more about it. So here we are. We're going to learn more about it with Jacob today. So Jacob, you ready to go, bud? Let's do it. Let's go to Denver. Let's see what's happening over there. It's nighttime there. It's noon here. Are you there? There we go.
Here we go.
What's up, buddy?
Good to see you, man.
Great to see you. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm very good. It's good to be very. I'm very happy to be here. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. Well, we're very, very happy to have you here. I was telling the folks here right when we started off. I wasn't sure if you were listening, but you and I have an interesting kind of beginning with one another, if so to speak. It was probably, man, I say it was like a long time ago, but it was really only, I'd say maybe 5 months ago, maybe 4 months ago. And I decided to go a different route with my page, right? Like instead of posting, you of course have this Slave One that looks gorgeous because you've got all the wood on it. I have Slave One that everyone else has. So I was posting the same photos that everyone else has, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And I do my own little builds, and I have my own city that I do whatever, and I can take interesting photos. But what I wanted to do, and this is also gonna connect later on, is that I wanted to show my appreciation for the Lego community, for the artwork that's out there. I am, after all, an art geek, an art student. I worked in the art field for 30 years, and Lego and art, I think they're synonymous. So that being said, I changed the idea of my page. What's up, Eric? Welcome in. What's up, Noah? How are you doing? I changed the idea of my page. How funny! We're getting punny here a little bit. Hi, Emily. And I posted up. This was back in October-ish, maybe somewhere thereabouts. I posted up a photo of, hey guys, I'm going to start doing some focuses on some features on ideas projects, on specific artists and whatnot. And I posted up this image right here, right? Okay. So I posted up this, and I was like, I love that image. This is super cool, right? Everyone see that? That's super cool. It's back. You're giving stuff away, man. So I posted this, and I, not thinking anything of it because I didn't know who the artist of was. This was just on the Lego Ideas page, and so I posted it, and then lo and behold, I get this comment on the post, and it's Lego Woodish. Oh man, I remember designing that. And I was like, come again now? You designing what? Like, come again? He's like, oh, the letters. I designed the letters. So now go ahead.
Yeah, it's a long story actually, but it's sort of like I used to work for Lego, but it was more like let's say a graphic designer. I was working for Lego in the advertising agency that they had within. So we were getting
more on that later, by the way.
About that later. So we were doing this sort of challenge where they wanted to have more original builds within the category of ideas. So the whole sort of like main topic was how to create something original that was not just a Slave One or something like more original parts. So that I was working together with this brilliant designer as well. I can't remember his name, unfortunately, but he was a young dude at Lego, and he was like, "Hey, let's do something." And we started to like create these different kinds of letters. And okay, so if I do this, if I do this, then it's right, right? Okay, yeah. So all these sorts of things, you know, I kept some of them with like, because it was.
He sent me a photo. He's just like, oh, it just so happens to be sitting on my desk right here, and he's.
It was just funny because I hadn't seen it for like ages, right? So that was sort of the way into this, right? Actually, I also thought about this. I'm sorry now I'm just going to another one. Your cup there, right? Why not do like a British cup, right? That would be awesome. It could look great.
Yeah. So, well, Adnan told me I got to do my logo.
Yeah.
Which is why I haven't even gotten around to that yet. I bought an extra set of the video thing to break that down to do my logo on here, and I have barely touched. I have Grogu that's been sitting there for a week just staring at me. I've been like done a bag every 2 days. I can't keep things straight. Yes, I would like to wood it.
Well, that's the power of Lego, right? You never know what to do, right? So,
yeah. I guess. Right. So you design these image or these letters, right? And you make the ideas, projects. You say,
I was working for Lego as an art director for the ideas and for Lego architecture. So I was sitting with that, doing the communication for them, and my job was also together with the designers of the sets to come up with the packaging design. So I made like the
You got it? Do you have it there? Yeah. Bring it out. What's up, Bartek? Bartek's in here. And Emily, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. And Emily was kind enough to purchase a badge that's new to us that I can't quite figure out what it is. So thank you. I don't know where it goes. So
but okay, here we are.
You designed that. I'm just kidding.
It was the last set I designed at Lego. I was only working there for 1 year. Due to I can come into that later, but it was this was my last set, and it was sort of like so many cool stories to this one. But we had the original the original graphics from Apple Studios, so it was they said do something different, right, and do something within the characters, right, and this is
so you got images directly from Apple Studios.
Yeah, and this was like, right. So it was cool because there was, of course, some things that they wanted to do, but it was cool in this way because it had to look like a little bit psychedelic in a way, but it like from the right.
You're talking about a yellow screen. It's a little psychedelic.
Yeah,
and living.
For Caterham, which was an amazing project to do. They were so sweet and they were very nice, and we were over there driving around these cars. And the cool.
You get to drive one of those?
Yeah, we were. I was unfortunately only sitting, but he was really ripping this car around. It was really nice to actually to be up there. They were extremely nice. They were. The cool thing was, Caterham is also like a big building set. So you buy one of those, and you can buy them like as a complete set, but you can also buy them to make a set yourself. So we really get all the parts and build one of them in one of our office rooms.
Right.
And the guys from Caterham also could build one of ours, but it was a really nice project and fun project to do.
Yeah, look at, oh man, that's such a beauty shot right there. What's up, JD? Oh yes, I literally just built this. Literally just the box is in my living room. Yeah, it's so difficult to get rid of those architecture boxes, man.
Yeah, it's a cool thing about architect, and I also think that sort of some of the designs are also what the more adult lines looking like now with the whole black theme and
right.
stuff. I think, I don't know, but I could imagine that some of these sets are just brilliant because they're so simple in the look and feel, and you have all the stories, and you know.
Now, were you doing? Now that we'll get to the posters here in a second. Sorry, you can see that I got my T-Rex arm working here. It only goes so far. Now, did you have input on the instructions manuals as well?
Yeah, not at our line of work was more or less like, yeah, we talked to the people who did the instructions, but it was more like, okay, you have this size of box, so you have to have this size of manual, so you have to have like a couple of pages with all the stories about the buildings, and so it was really interesting to go into to the whole the story of, for example, the Iron Building, no, the how do you say this in the New York? Yeah,
Flatiron Building?
yeah, precisely. That one where there was a lot of cool stories within. That was one of the projects that I overtook from when I came there. So, and funny thing is, like, this is at my mother-in-law's house.
And those are the posters you designed, huh?
Yeah, that was the posters. Because they were just, architecture is just such a beautiful set that you can do so much nice with them, right? You can do
Right.
so much around it because they are just, these models are just insanely cool in my opinion. So
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I totally agree. I'm addicted to them. Oh, wow. You did that. So you just did all cool lines. You did ideas. You did creator expert. That's awesome. Cool. Great. Awesome.
So these things like to do with the whole.
I did the maze one as well. Oh, man.
Yeah, the maze was unfortunately, how do you say? I
That's
think I don't know if it was misunderstood, the whole maze thing, because the cool thing about the maze was that you could create your own like mini builds, like micro builds, Star Wars or different kinds of themes.
Mhm.
And I don't think it got used enough because I think it was a beautiful idea of showing, micro builds, right? That you build like small castles and different kinds of themes. So I thought that was a nice idea, and we also did some communication around this whole series, that you wanted to do some Star Wars, or you wanted to do some castle or whatever, right? So that was pretty much it. So that was the idea set that I was involved with, and that was fun. It was like, you know there were so many stories within this whole thing, because there was also this Daft Punk
I
set
wasn't
that
gonna say it. I wasn't gonna bring it up until you brought it
I'm,
up.
I'm not going to say too much about it, but we started working on that. It was just like, we could do so much. We had so nice ideas with the whole LP cover that you could fold out and make it as like it was. It was really really nice. That was actually also a nice set. So I'm a little bit sad that didn't come out, but we the Beatles instead. So
Yeah, I'm biting my tongue on all the questions I want to ask right now about that. So,
yeah, that was the episode, but yeah, that was some. Yeah.
so okay. So how long were you with Lego in total?
Yeah, I was there for 1 year. It's like the stories like came out of school, and then I moved to Poland for a couple of years.
Mhm.
So I was living in Warsaw, and it was just like a crazy time. And my father got extremely sick, so I had to go home, and the whole thing. I need to move closer to Denmark. So I just the country of Lego. So I was moving to the other side of the country in Denmark, and then my wife, who I'm married with now, having 2 kids, she got pregnant, and the whole way of going back and forth for you guys, it's probably like, hey, we're gonna go for coffee like 3 hours down the road, but in the how do you say distant. I would say I can't. I don't know the word for it, but
Well,
yeah, and
yeah,
so she got pregnant with our son, and it was the best timing to move on, to move back to Copenhagen, which was a very very good decision. But it was fun working there. I had some really really good colleagues, and it was an excellent place to work.
sure. I mean, it's Lego, and you're still here talking about it, so it can't be too terrible.
Community here is like, what did you do? It was a fun time there, and a great colleague. So I have like, it was a good place to work. So yeah, it was fun because everything was so like we couldn't put anything up in the windows because there were people there standing, and all these models couldn't like be shown, and there was a lot of secrecy around this whole thing, which was also funny, right? So
yeah, you can't show too much. I mean, that you really do have people like stalking the building.
yeah, definitely. It was like the funny thing was in Billund, there's pretty much Lego, and that's that's it. But there's also Lego house now, and you can see the whole community is all these people working at Lego. So it's a really nice place, but it's just like there's a lot of secrecy around the whole whole. So
that's super cool.
So there's so many cool things about this place that they have like this small little museum, like where they have all their bestsellers and all like like this. One of the stuff like this, right? So like,
look at you just randomly pulling that out like it's nothing.
Yeah, no, but unfortunately it's open. But the cool thing about this, right, is like I love these kind of things that this is so old, but it still have the the thing in it, right? And it was just like you have all these sort of instructions that are just brilliant in my opinion, because it was just like one pager and you have like 5 steps, and of course like it was also the guys, the Lego guys were like without any arms and stuff like that.
Wow.
So it was cool to have this museum. You can go over there and also get inspired, like, whoa, they did this and this.
Well, that's what I was just about to say is one of the builders who's showing in the Lego house right now, Kelly Bartlett just popped in here. She's got that butterfly mosaic. Yeah.
Nobody. My biggest dreams to just have an exhibition at that place. That would be fantastic.
Well, which now leads us to talking about your build, your technique. What like you something unusual?
Yeah, it's I would say it's there's so many out there, and I feel like I'm definitely not a part of them, but I'm more like an idea man, like, okay, that's funny because that's the nice contrast and all that stuff towards it. So it's just started with me standing in the kitchen when I was living in a small town outside Billund. So it was just I bought this, I think it was a Angry Birds set with these guys in.
I love you just all of this stuff, right? Nice. Yep.
And I was standing there and then suddenly I bought this one as well. This and
it's so easy. Check this out. Oh, by the way, it's wood paneled Lego at 88.
It started like that, right? And it's sort of like fragile. So I started with the head because I was thinking like this tree house, right? So it's the whole tree house would be like, okay, it's only the head that they sort of the guys just exchange. So I was starting to put that on, and then suddenly it's just like it evolved. Started to go to Bricklink and just buy up all these wooden things, and suddenly it got finished. And it's in the beginning. This was the first model that I did, and in the beginning I was just like, I'd say buying a model and then starting to change the layout of it, right? So like I don't know if I can even pull this off, but anyways, so I started to change just the pedals. So I just started to with snot and stuff like that, just put stuff on it, right?
Right.
And so it turned out to be this one, and there were still a lot of like gray pieces in it, right? The light gray, the classic ones, right? And you can see
but it's nicely.
Yeah, but the lengths in here to sort of them, but I didn't change anything in the sort of in the builds, because that was, I don't know, it was part of that was the first one. Let's just move on from here, right? So it was so
you decided to start with the AT-AT.
Yeah, that was probably was sort of like, yeah,
Look, everyone's calling you the Woodman.
I was actually having, I had I could have done the Death Star because I had an extra model of that one. And I was like, maybe not. That will be, yeah, next year.
So,
Yeah.
so you're still going to do that. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You don't. It's not you decide to buy the wood panel pieces, build the model, and then break it apart and build another one. No. You have all of them still.
Yeah. I don't know if you so yeah. I don't know if you can see them, but yeah, they're sort of standing in line.
That's
so
insane.
yeah, I have this. I don't know if it's like I'm really bad, and I think my wife is in here as well, and she would definitely. Yeah, I thought of a problem with throwing out stuff, or just like demolishing it to build something different because I think, oh no, it's so.
You're trying to say that you're a hoarder, but you're clean, you're tidy, you're organized, and it's Lego. I mean, come on, let's get a grip here. Which, by the way, which is why I have said this could very well be a two-parter because there's a lot of Lego to cover. A lot of Lego to cover. We haven't even turned the camera, and I don't want you to do that yet. I want you to keep them waiting. It is, let's just say, it's some of the most amount of minifigure parts I've ever seen in one place at one time. So let's just say that. So now you decide to do the AT-AT, and this, so okay, so your page here is, and I like to kind of just go back to see where you started. February 25th, 2019. So 3 years ago, you throw this up. Is that when you built it, or is that when you just decided to
that's, let me see. That I did the model in, like, I don't know. It's like, it was when I was working there, and I finished it when I sort of ended my, I would say like 16. It has been standing there for a long time. I never did anything about it because I thought, that's just, and it was standing at home as like, yeah, part of the room, right? And then we're talking about these dark ages of and then I can remember when I was a kid, I was not really, I like Lego. Like my first set was like this big gas station, and I was really not like that much into it because for me it was like, oh, Playmobil, because they wouldn't break, and it was just like bigger. It was like, but my best friend at that time, he had like the biggest collection I think actually ever seen, but maybe it was because I was a kid. But he had like this giant, let's say, table of the whole city, and this was back in the 80s, where there was not that many like sets and models, and he had like everything. And every time we were like playing, he had the everything. Like, it was insane. So we were like playing with that there, and it was like, okay, then so I never got that much into it. I had a lot of castle, I loved it, but then it's just, then I started to play a lot of handball and didn't, and then
his tale.
What, sorry?
Typical teenager male dark ages tale.
Yeah.
A little bit more than Lego around 13, 14 years old.
I was very much into cartoons and stuff, and I was painting a lot. Like my work now is like I'm an art director at an advertising agency. So I was doing like a lot of like paintings and stuff like before I got into all this computer thing at my work. So I was painting much more like action figures and Marvel and all that stuff. And I think I started to I was not even like a hardcore Lego fan when I got the job at Lego. It was just like, yeah, I'm going home. So it was like I became a huge fan of it at that time, and it was just it was.
So what year did you start working there?
I think it was. I think it was from. That's actually pretty embarrassed that I can't. I think it was 14. Or otherwise, it was 15, 16. Yeah,
Okay,
time.
in that general time frame, and then that's when you built. That's when you built the AT-AT first.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was. I
So
started with that.
what gave you the idea to go with wood?
I think because I was working when at Lego, I was working with a lot of packaging, right? And I was always thinking about, yeah, this is plastic. And I know it's like, this is plastic. And the whole packaging idea, I wanted to use the boxes for something, right? Because that's just piece of cardboard, right? So I had all these ideas of like, can we put grain into it so you can like, plant your box and then there will come a tree, or can we make it out of something, or can we make it into something like a playmat? So when you open it, there's actually something like a forest or whatever, right? So I was really much into this whole packaging design of like how to give life to the packaging after life. And I had these ideas of like all the rest of the grains that when the Lego, there's also always a lot of like, how do you say, Lego that gets reused or whatever, right? And use this plastic to create something for, let's say, storm shelters for whatever, or using these plastic things as make furniture for kids in whatever, right? So
Right.
I was much more into this whole CSR kind of thinking. And then I started to do this wood thing, and I thought it was fun to have the contrast of the like space, like lasers and all that stuff. And then suddenly it became, like when you have this, right? It's like it's just stupid. Like and I think that was what started it. And then I actually thought it was, hey, that looks pretty cool because the contrast is so interesting, right?
Right. Like there's a dichotomy there.
What, sorry?
There's like a dichotomy there between a spaceship and say a cardboard box or wood. There's stationary or sedentary or inanimate or what have you, and then of course you've got speed and force and yeah.
Going through the atmosphere, and it would definitely not burn up. Like, yeah.
What's up?
Like
hello everyone. By the way, thank you so much. Oh, sorry, I'm talking over you.
Taking these soap box cars, this that you had as a kid, you made them, and you had like these races. Take them, those, and put them into Formula One. Like the contrast. Right, so it was just this funny story in it, and yeah, so that was sort of like the way into this whole wood, and it's also for me, it's also about the whole puzzle, the whole math about like building something like this, like there's a math
now. Now, with these builds, we have to get further into this. It's beyond the esoteric reason as to why you've done the wood paneling. I think I got a vibe on that because, man, awesome. I do. I love like the duality of it. It's a really, I would not have thought of going from that angle, and that's just because for me, I knew you had a wood shop. You've sent me videos of you working in your wood shop, and I was like, okay, so he's a woodworker. That makes sense. Boom, boom, there you go. But now it's not anything what I thought it was at all, and that's awesome. That's really cool, and it's very very environmentally sound of you. And now speaking of that, are all these pieces that you're getting, these wood paneling pieces, are you getting them off of Bricklink, or what and are they new pieces? Are they used pieces, or what are they?
Everything that I can get a hold of. They just have to be original Lego. So I wouldn't buy fake Lego or like Legi or whatever, right? I'm only buying original because I think it's that's important also for the whole community to to do that. It's actually also funny story at Lego in this thing I was talking about before, where you could see all these old models. They had like this secret room. Okay, sorry, I don't know if no. They have like this secret room when you open up.
Listening, just you and me.
Yeah, it's only you. Where you can see all these fake that people just bought, like to see like the models. Like the Leggy is like insane because they go there and they take a picture and do the precisely same model, and right. You know what's in it, right? And yeah. And they had like this room where you had all the same models, right? But just with different packaging, and you can feel that the clutch, like it didn't have the same kind of like the clutch power, right? That so it was interesting to see that kind of thing. So my point is, like, when I'm buying this stuff, I'm buying a
bag full of wood pan.
Yeah, and it was really not that expensive in the beginning.
Yeah, but then you bought it all up.
Yeah.
You ruined your own market.
Yeah, I think one of these were like, I don't know. I think they were not. Now they're up to about like let's say 45 cents or something like that a piece, right? So it's.
You realize you're playing the market against yourself, right?
Yeah, don't buy any of those. It's only. Yeah.
So what else is allowed to buy wood? I got Quentin here saying he's got 3 wood panels in his entire collection and he cherishes them.
Yeah. Trying to show off here because it is kind of sort of like stupid. Kind of why I'm also I actually started when I did the AT-AT, I was starting to like put just brown stuff on it, and then I thought, no, it's just like and I was like, when they did the tree house, I was like, why didn't you just do like with 100% like these like there's different kinds of wood, right? And it's just that some of them are just extremely. This one here is like extremely stupid expensive. It's like yeah.
The yellowish one. Wow, those are pretty old, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's the reason why I went for this one and the TNT from the how do you say, from the, I think they were from.
I have. Do you have it with you? I have. Well, there's in other sets, but I have. Oh, I thought I had one.
Oh, it's like these sort of 3, right? It's like.
Yeah. What's that in?
The main ones I'm using, right? Then of course barrels and these guys here. And you see I don't know what they are actually. It's like, I think they're
with the inside, and then it's got a 2x2. Yeah.
So it's all like trying to find these kind of things, and also buying up like different kinds of, the stickers.
So how much do you actually use in terms of stickers on yours?
That's actually a funny question, because I use the stickers to make like say texture, because if you looking at this one, I don't know if you can see. Whoops, that's the point here. That's when something drops off, you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's not like you know exactly where. And that, I want to find out. So you're actually building that right now. You've got the guts of that. So you're using. Do you kind of stick with the same color scheme, or do you use the guts of actual sets?
Here, this is, for example, the beginning of it, right? So I building it like this, and this is flat, and this I made. This is definitely the hardest one I've ever done, because I wanted to have 2 surfaces, right, and be smooth in like the way it's stuck together, and also put like a lot of sort of details in a
little bit of wow.
Everything had to be like wood, and so when you see it also gets a little bit thicker here, and using a crazy amount of it. But my point is like this. So if you look at it this way, right?
Yeah.
This one I have. Yeah. Let's take this one. This is the other panel, right? So you can see when you start to do like different kinds of angles, it starts to get some nice texture. And if you take this one and pop it off, and for example, I'm just going to steal something from the Millennium and start to put that on instead. So you can see the difference here. So if you then start to work around with this one, suddenly becomes more like, it has a different kind of texture, right?
Right. Yep, absolutely. So you're doodling around with that right now?
It's like, yeah, that takes a bit of time.
Yeah, I can only imagine. How long did the AT-AT take you when you first put that together?
I think I was, because it was the first one and it was so hard to get the brick for it.
Right.
I think it took me almost, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months, because it was. No, yeah, I was set on the goal.
Yeah, I know how it is when you're focused, when you need to get something done. But I mean, all things considered with Bricklink, and I mean, granted, this was pre-pandemic and everything, so the shipping wasn't as jacked up as it is now. But you still have to find the parts, you have to pay for the parts, you have to hunt them down, you have to buy them at 18,000 different Bricklink pages, because there's no way you're getting all that you need from one or two. There's got to be many. I can't even imagine the postage you've paid on these comparatively.
That's the reason why I'm not buying that many sets nowadays, because all the money goes into these these things here.
Yeah. Wait.
Working at what's right?
Were you just reusing a bag? Was that a numbered bag with wood pieces in it?
Like this. So that's just a guy who just reused the bag, which is actually really
okay. Cool. I was like, where did you get that?
That's so there's a lot of them going for a build like that, especially the Millennium, right? That was really insane. So yeah, so that's in the way of like constantly finding what is nice in the way of like using brown parts, but in different kinds of angles, so you get a little bit more how do you say, texture. If I'll just take this 2 seconds here.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone has no problem seeing more of those. So don't give away the other stuff yet, okay?
Yeah.
We still got. We're gonna do another episode. There's no way we're fitting it all in this episode. We're doing another episode.
Okay. So you can see here all the panels. Maybe it's a little bit dusty. I'm sorry, but you can see like this is like this is straight, and then then it becomes like a little bit more, let's say, real when you start to play with these things that's sticking out here and there, right? So, and I can remember down here I was getting, I didn't have enough, so I had a lot of these TNT, so I was like, put them on, because I didn't have more of the other ones, right? And here's well, so that was.
You're downloading instructions and you're just building based off of that, and then you greeble with wood.
Yeah, most of the time. Like this one was I bought this AT-AT model, right? Like I bought that one.
You got all the technique.
Bought that from at the Lego shop at Legos, because we got some our own shop.
This is Jacob. He used to work at Lego. I keep forgetting to introduce you and myself. Lego Woodish, give him a follow, pull down, boom. That's Jacob. He is one identity, but multiple hidden identities. So we'll get to that. That's a teaser for the next episode. But give him a follow. He has a fantastic page. It's obviously very thematic with all of the wood builds that he has currently to his left. Or is that your right? Because I'm mirrored.
That's my right. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, congratulations on the Brickstar feature yesterday. He got featured by Brickstar Official, the Russian gentleman with the museum over there. Man, that thing's insane.
Yeah, that's whoa. Yeah, that was I can remember I got featured in one and other guy. I can't remember his name, but that was one of and that was where the whole thing really got okay. You got something going here, and that was fun. And it was also, there's also this magazine with the whole.
I was just about to pull that up. I got it right here.
And that all got some interest regarding this whole building technique kind of thing. And as there's so many talented builders out there. So sometimes I'm just like, and of course building up models, but
little magazine article that, boom. And it's what country did that come out in? Is that France?
That was in France. That was in France. And there was, what, sorry?
Oh, I was saying hi to James in the UK popping in.
Right. But it was like people like this who was featured in there as well. So I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Really, like extremely cool dudes in there, and they were so inspiring. Like I love this guy as well. It's like it's really
wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's also a very nice magazine. That it's.
I really wish we could start getting some of those magazines here. That Brick magazine, and also a lot of those Lego magazines that get the poly bags and now you did the AT-AT, and that was a lengthier process than you had planned because you had to find all the parts, the pieces. You already had the set, so you already had that advantage. What was your next build? Did you already have a plan for a next build?
Yeah, I was like thinking, okay, what to do, because I'm mostly into the classic Star Wars sets. The new ones I'm not a huge fan of. I love Star Wars, but I don't think the how do you say, the designs of the vehicles are that cool. I love the one for the Mandalorian though, but there's some of them, the new ones are, I don't know. I like the classic ones definitely the most.
We have some comparison. I've got I don't know which talk about dust. I have it. Oh, this is embarrassing. And I have a vacuum right over there somewhere, man.
Yeah, but is it okay? Is it just me, or am I looking like somebody from Wham, the Christmas movie? Because there's a lot of flares and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, it's just my Wham filter. Yeah, that's yeah.
That's great. I love it.
I'll try to fix that next time.
So, so you built this one? Is this the one that you built?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Now, did you do the interiors?
I actually wanted to do the interiors. I did some of it. Let me see. I wanted to do it but I thought it was okay. That's just because when you build like this, there's a lot of this going on, right?
Right.
So when you want to open stuff, it will break apart, right?
Well, and there's only so many pieces available in wood grain, and so many stickers. I mean, I guess you could make them stickers eventually, but stickers that you'd have to use. Now, could you hold up your Millennium Falcon so that folks could see it, so that we could compare how the studs look? Because there are some folks out there that are not familiar with the Millennium Falcon studs comparatively. Like, see how the difference is there. I don't know if that helps folks kind of get an idea of what he's done to his. See that? I mean, he's just completely. Yeah, I mean, it's unreal. It's just so now. I love the keep outs. Those are cool.
The only thing I'm really not that satisfied with is the whole like, let's say Raider thing. I would like to put that again.
I love that you kept the blue lights though. Yeah. I love how you did that. Yeah.
Like it's very smooth in that way, right? And it's also you try to find these. Can you see the pitchforks? Like, oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah. And I
also,
love how you log too.
Well, the engine, right? It's like,
oh, that's great. That's brilliant. So wait, those aren't square? Are those
Those are the
these are one by threes?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Right on. That's
So,
wow. Hey, look.
but unfortunately, you also have to fake a bit to make it a little bit more, let's say, roundish, because there will not be any wood looking like this, right? But
Right.
so yeah.
So now, if you didn't, so if there aren't pieces that don't come in the wood, like don't have the wood grain on it, you use stickers. Now, do you ever have to make your own stickers?
No. I again, I buy them. I find them and I buy them. For example, I don't know where this is from. This is from. Yeah, you can see this one, right? So, and I only use them to do the texture, because I'm not like a huge fan of the stickers, and also the keep out, because the keep out becomes a little bit more like, let's say, a wood house. Like the kids are saying, "Hey, stay out," and you know, like my son is like having these things on his door, and he's 5 years old, and they're like, "You have to wear a helmet," and stuff like that. And these things are just childish in this kind of way. I also have on this one here. This was actually number 2 I did. You can see there's this from Bart Simpson, right? Up there. So it has the same kind of feel and touch and stuff like that. And
now,
and
with that being your second one, did you buy it because it has Technic also? It has a bunch of Technic pieces in there as well. Did you buy the set for that as well, or did you just piece that out through Bricklink? Or
I most of it I pieced out, because I had like this model, because I think it was TK who said, like, sometimes when he does these mocks as well, he finds out, because these chicken legs are extremely this one had really hard standing. I was trying to build that up, but I found out that this part here, this one here, was like was so good in the way of like keeping it steady. So I had to use those again. And I also thought, like, this whole thing with the Technic part, that you could turn the head, and I really tried to do that as well, keep that in. So I definitely took some of the ideas of it, because when you're building like this,
it's the same thing as this, right?
Yeah. Yes, precisely. And when you build like this, when you add bricks, it gets thicker and oops.
I guess I'm building that later. Well, I needed more pieces.
That happened with the Millennium Falcon as well. Yeah, my son said it was not him, but he was like 90% done. And then when I came home from work one day, it was 0% done. But,
oh wait, you know what? I've got this sitting a little too precariously right now. I'm putting it back. Okay.
But that's the cool thing about not being like this 100% skilled builder, because you always find ways to use, like, you're building it, and then at the end you're like, oh, that's smart to put this together like this, and you're like, oh, I should have done that with all of them. Like when I was building around in the Millennium, I found out, like, and that was the cool thing about it. It went to the floor, because I found out a smarter way to put the whole thing together, so it get much more solid. And I wouldn't have found that out without that breaking. So it's funny when you get better in like using the techniques, like building techniques. So I've learned extremely a lot about the way to put different kinds of stuff together. I don't know if you remember, I showed you this this Stormtrooper helmet I was doing after Matthias.
Matthias got into his brain.
It was such an inspiring talk you had. It was really,
we had
really
a conversation after our episode, Matthias, Jacob and I did.
No, it was really cool. And that model was showing I was using different kinds of technique after like learning stuff like that. So it's that's the interesting things about building like Lego. It's just, I think all of you guys who's here now, it's like sometimes you're just getting more skilled in how to use these parts smarter, right? Because you remember, I use this for building this car, and that could be used here, because suddenly you can build in different layers and stuff like that. And that's
Do you revisit them? Like, do you like when you do like when you do say have that happens like the Millennium Falcon rebuilds, and you do see that you've learned and you've grown as a builder or what have you? Do you go back to say the AT and go, okay, there's something else that I can do a little bit differently here, so I'm going to mod it a little bit more?
Yeah, I looked at it and I built it like this, that when I started to build, I didn't go out to Bricklink saying, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. I was just saying, okay, I got a lot of brown parts and how to put them together so they will actually look like something. So I was not like having like specific parts. And I think that's the cool thing about building this, because as you can see, I know maybe you can probably not see this, but and of Lego builds will look like, holy shit, that's stupid. But
hey, watch language there, mister.
Like if you see like this, it's just like different kinds of parts. I don't know if you can see it, right? But oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Here we go, right? And I just took a lot of these kind of stuff and started to put them together, and that's getting round, and this is funny and stuff like that. So I'm building more like a 5-year-old, I think, but I'm constantly learning in the way of like getting more skilled in using these kind of techniques, right? So
sure. Great.
But I would love to visit some of these builds again. But I'm just, it's like tattoos. Sometimes it's just like, hey, I got them, I made them in the past, and like that.
So you just settle with what you got.
Yeah, in a way. But talents I would like to make them more woodish on the AT-AT and also on this one, right? So it's becomes more like a little bit more, yeah.
How long have you been working on the current TIE fighter?
Oh, shoot. Too long. Because, as you know, I have my hands full thing. And due to the whole thing and lockdown and 2 kids, and, I've spent a lot of time starting to build with my son, which has been fantastic, right?
Yeah. Awesome.
That we buy a set, but we also create from scratch, right? And he's 5 years old. He's like, it's breaking apart. Yeah, but you can build it again. That's the cool thing about it, right? No, but so it has been very nice, but it has been really, really tough to do this one because it's just like, how to say, it takes a crazy amount of bricks. That's one thing, but I will finish it soon because I just made last week. But I think this is because of these things here that has to go parallel. So there's a lot of like, that's the reason why I put these things on to see, okay, so this has to work like this, and we also have to have these angles going down here, and I cover all these black and brown and stuff. So I'm extremely picky of not having too many studs, and also to cover, like this one hurts my eyes. Cover that. So I think this here is definitely the hardest one because I get more and more greedy in making it more like detailed and stuff.
Sure. Well, I think it looks phenomenal. I think it's coming along really nicely. And I say that I think we should, because I want to dive more into some of those builds that you've got, and I want to dive more into your collection and what else you do with Lego, and other pages that you may or may not be involved with Lego on another episode here that we have yet to book. I don't want to go too long in the tooth with this because we have a lot to cover. This is we're just kind of tapping into it right now a little bit, I think. I know you got a lot. You got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, but it's like, I think the next one I did was I think it's either the Slave one, but we can take the Slave one because that was like one of my sort of favorites.
Yeah. Yeah. Now is that UCS?
No, fuck, I can't remember. No, it's just like this was made out of like pretty much scratch, but it had like I had like of course the manual for it, and and I had to, for example, the windscreen here. It's just like
it looks very. This is not UCS. This is the 20th anniversary.
yeah.
I had to.
So like this is built from I can't remember the one, but that's built from an older version of it. But
Right.
it's hard to compare, because when you start to build like this, the scale goes up. So because when you start to, I had the problem of designing the X-wing, because I knew that it had to be like, let's say this, but when you start to put it up and put the engine on, the wings get how to say, short. So you have to like up like this, plus build the wings longer. You also have to have the tip of the plane longer. So
because you're confined by Lego math. You're confined by the pieces that are available to you in wood grain as well. So yeah, you have to rework the sets. You can't just download from Bricklink or from Lego instructions and go boom, let's go ahead and make this with wood. That's not how it works. So
that's not how it works, because it is like this, that you, and that's the interesting part of it, in my opinion, that for example, these classic round shapes that you have like this on the original one, like these, it's when you have to do round shapes that are so clean on this one, and also in the, let's say, the movie and stuff like that, it becomes extremely how to say, challenging to find out, okay, how to do this the smartest way. I did it with the barrel ones, and then put the
I love how you use the
smartest way to do it, but
and the logs.
It's just like, yeah, that's and also the whole, the ramp. I wanted to do it like that. It was, of course, still functioning.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great.
And also this let me see if I have it here, because I have like, I can't remember where it is, but there was like this room where there's a cargo bay, or like I can't remember where it is. Okay, there was like this when you can open. Yeah, here we go. So let's hold it like this. That as I talked before, that you had to, like, you build on top of each other, like you would do like when you build something in wood. So you have to like, let me see, open. So you had like this. So you would have to make it work with I think it's the rockets, which is in there. But you can see how it is that it goes on top of each other, right?
I don't remember how to do that. But yeah, they're in there. There are those. I don't remember how to do it.
So it was sort of, again, something that was fun, that it's fun to make things work in the way of like the original kind of thing. So you just don't like just cover it in wood, but you actually try to make it like with these things, like how to incorporate it. And it's
because you get into like, it looks almost like a little steampunky and in steampunk greebling kind of vibe going.
Yeah, I would really the whole steampunk thing is just like, I saw that one of those things that you posted the other day was like, it was brilliant as well. It was like a castle on top of like some legs, which was like plastic built.
Australia.
Yeah, it was very, very nice. Well done. It was like extremely talented builder, and I had totally off for this guy.
There's more builds where that came from. He's got some amazing stuff. Rainbow, the Rainbow, what is it? Rainbow Lug. It's Kevin, Rainbow Lug. It's an Australian users group.
Yeah,
they come down and join their live stream to chat with some of the builders that were there. They had 26 presenters down there, and I met a woman who built the Overlook Hotel, which is from The Shining. I posted that as well, that gigantic one. And then the other one was the kid who we didn't put on camera. He was a little young. And he did that steampunk ATST and with the castle, and it was just like,
yeah, it looked, and it's, again, this whole, I'm not like a huge fan of steampunk and stuff, but I like this, that as again the contrast of really, really interesting, because it it works the mind like, oh, that's not right.
Yeah, right. Contorts. Yeah.
I think it's interesting. That would be the same if you did the Titanic like in wood. That would be.
That'd be so. Think about the piece count on that. I think if your wife's still watching, I think she just heard her bank account explode.
Selling the apartment.
Okay, well, Jacob, I'm going to call it a session for right now because I want to get into talking to you about CPH bricks. For those of you folks that are not familiar, just go follow it right now. I'm not going to tell you more about it because we're going to chat about it on the next one. We're going to chat more about wood coming up as well. We're going to also chat about the disgusting things that are behind the camera right now that you can't see that we'll show on the next one because we're going to figure this out. We're going to schedule one. We got more stuff we got to chat about, and I don't want to get too long. It's getting late there. You're in Denmark. These people here are tired of seeing my mug, so we'll get another one going. Jacob and I have we have a bit of fun chatting, so I think we're not going to have a problem filling another episode. Well, Jacob, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here today. I look forward to picking this back up and doing another episode because man, when we first started chatting again earlier today, and you started reminding me of certain things, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't put those things together, and I'm like, holy crap, there's so much more that we have to talk about than I originally had planned on. So I'm glad that you did because it totally triggered so many interesting things about you, your work, and you as a person. So I look forward to doing more of that.
It definitely, it's a pleasure to be on here, and I'm a little bit like I wanted to show you so much, and I'm just like blah blah blah.
No. We're not done here, Mister. No. We're not done. We're not done. We've got a whole. We're gonna do a part 2 because I want you to show me all of that. I want to talk about CPH bricks, and I want to chat about what it is that you do with your bulk Lego. So we will get it. We'll get off this. We'll schedule something coming up here, whatever works best for you, coming here soon, and we'll do a part 2, and we'll get down and dirty with it again.
That's cool, man.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Jacob. I really appreciate it.
Fun to be here, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. You're always welcome to write or all these things if you have any questions. So yeah, keep building and inspiring and all that stuff. So good to be here, man.
Excellent, sir. I will talk to you very shortly, and we'll get that second episode booked up.
Cool, man.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Or good night, I guess. All right. So long now. All righty, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out for another episode of Talkin' Brick here. You can hit the there you go. Talking Brick here. It was with Jacob, Lego Woodish. If you're not following Jacob, it's I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Lego Woodish. He's just so good. This is his page right here. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't do justice when you show photos like this, and he just kind of grabs and just like, hey, by the way, look at this. Oh yeah, I'm working on this TIE fighter that is completely made out of wood. And then it's difficult. And yeah, well, it's difficult for me to build it just by myself, like normal, and you got it all out of wood. Pretty cool. So yeah, oh, by the way, he worked at Lego for a year, and he designed a bunch of boxes for Beatles and the Caterham and all the whatever, the maze, that kind of stuff. Whatever, it was pretty cool, neat. Check it out. It was pretty awesome. But we're gonna chat more about stuff that he's got, other stuff he's got going on. We're gonna look more into the builds that he has. He has clearly a lot of them still sitting around ready to be dissected, and we're going to see his growth from when he went from the ATST on to see where we ended up today. Now he's doing the TIE Fighter. So we're also going to chat about CPH bricks, and it's CPH_bricks, I believe. Go check that page out. He has something to do with that one. It's a great page, and I appreciate what's going on over there. So once again, thank you so much. I am John with Back to Brick. Make sure you're subscribed and downloading and listening to the podcast. Garrett's got brick bending on this week. It's Jeff Sanders out here in Portland. He makes contorts and makes Lego go into circular motion. You know, it's pretty awesome, and it's really beautiful to look at. It's a really artistic. It's really fantastic. Check it out. He also does breaking news every Friday that comes out. It's got about like a 15-minute update on what's going on in the world of Lego, whether it's you know, new products, changes in prices. Someone did something crazy on YouTube, like built an entire house out of Lego or whatever, stuff like that. He gives updates on. So it's really good. It's really helpful. It's really useful. And I listen to it every week. So, but next up on, thank you so much, Jacob. Really appreciate it, sir. Next up, coming on Thursday, we have Cheesy Studios. Caleb's going to be coming in here. He is going to be chatting with us about, now he's got bricks and now he's building again. He was without bricks for a while. I think it was like 8 months, something like that. He did his whole stint on Lego Masters, and I think they came in second or third, was it? Something like that. I'll have to look at it. I should probably know. Whatever. But he's half of Castle Bro, and he won that title on Lego Masters. He stole that title. I don't stole it. I guess he built that title away from the other gents. Yeah, we're going to chat about that. We're going to chat about what he's got coming up, because he's got the bricks again, and he's clapping them together, and we're going to find out what he's working on. He's a brilliant builder. He does these excellent castles and medieval stuff. It's really brilliant stuff. So, and of course, he was on Lego Masters, so we'll chat with him about that. So, thank you once again. I am John, aka Blockhead23. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for tuning in for Jacob, aka Lego Woodish, right there. Give him a follow, Lego_Woodish. Give him a follow, and we're gonna book up a second episode with him to follow up on more. I always want more. All right, guys. Thanks so much, and have a good one. Bye bye.